Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're embarking on a really fascinating exploration. We're looking into the life and, well, the dynamic career of a truly impactful figure in modern football, Diogo Jota. Our mission, really, is to pull out the most insightful nuggets from the sources we've got, tracing his journey, from his formative years right up to his significant mark on the sport, all for you. Get ready for some maybe surprising facts and some deeper insights.
Yeah, and what's fascinating here, I think, is how the material isn't just a list of dates and matches. It lets us trace his journey pretty comprehensively, not just like the player on the pitch, but also the personality, how his qualities shape the game. We'll cover the whole trajectory. And there's this unique hypothetical look at his long-term legacy, too, which is interesting.
Okay, right. Let's unpack this then. Diogo José Teixeira da Silva, born in Massamá, Portugal, December 4th, 1996. The sources shine a light on his early life, his youth football. They detail his talent emerging. But what did they reveal about how that talent was, specifically honed so young?
Well, if you connect the dots using the material, it really highlights a specific developmental path. It points to a focused training approach at his youth clubs, Gondomar, then Passos de Ferreira. They seem to prioritize tactical understanding, off-ball movement, not just technical skill. And that groundwork laid early on was absolutely critical for his quick progression. It built that solid foundation for turning pro.
Right, so his professional journey kicks off with Passos de Ferreira, then that move to FC Porto. But here's where it gets really interesting, isn't it? The transfers to Wolves and then obviously Liverpool. The sources give us specific dates, lots of notable performances for each club. And with Liverpool, huge achievements, Premier League title, FA Cup. But beyond just the trophies, what did the analysis and the sources say about why he was so effective for these top teams?
That's a key question the sources really dig into. It wasn't just raw talent, see? They detail his remarkable versatility, how he could operate effectively across different attacking spots, wing, false nine, makes him a tactical chameleon, sort of. Especially for Klopp's system at Liverpool, the material really emphasizes his pressing trigger, his ability to anticipate mistakes, find space, often creating something from almost nothing. His finishing is strong, we all know that, but it's that spatial intelligence, the work rate, that set him apart, allows him to consistently score more than maybe you'd expect based on the chances, outperform his XG.
Yeah, interesting. And beyond the clubs, the sources cover his role for Portugal, too. Big tournaments, Euros, World Cup. But they also mention the injuries, the challenges he's faced, which happens in football, of course. So what did the material suggest about how these setbacks and maybe how he responded shaped his story in the sport?
Well, despite those physical hurdles, which are, almost inevitable, his resilience is key. His ability to come back strong time after time. That's critical to understanding his full impact. The sources detail not just the injuries, but also his discipline rehab, his mental strength. So he's not just defined by goals or titles. His journey really embodies perseverance. It shows how overcoming adversity can actually solidify a player's legacy.
Okay. And now for this really unique aspect from the source material we mentioned, a fictional but respectful summary of his passing. The sources lay out a hypothetical date, cause, even the reaction. It's definitely an imaginative way to reflect on his complete legacy beyond just his playing days. How does that kind of speculation, even hypothetical, help us understand a player's lasting impact?
It's interesting, isn't it? It's not just included for novelty, I think. It prompts us to consider the profound, maybe generational impact a figure like Jota could have. It pushes thinking beyond the stats, to contemplate how memory, style, character, achievements, how all that continues to shape the sport for years, decades even. It's about how their story, even hypothetically finished, casts a long shadow.
Right. It frames the whole picture differently.
Exactly. And ultimately, the sources really underscore Diogo Jota's significant, multifaceted legacy, his impact on football, in Portugal, and internationally. It marks him as a truly memorable, influential figure.
Yeah, this deep dive really shows how looking at a player comprehensively goes way beyond just stats and recent form. You get into development, tactics, resilience, even this projected legacy idea. So thinking about all that, what stands out to you about how a player's complete story, including these kinds of forward-looking reflections, shapes their actual place in history? Something for you all to think about. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive.